Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? Are you getting it in? Somebody's getting it for you. What's going on, people? Woo! What's going on, people? It is a day of a day of a day of another day of another day of another day, close to Christmas. Um, hmm. It is also officially Sunday. And hopefully everybody's doing what they need to do to take care what they need to do. Um, That being said, obviously I have no foundation and no makeup hardly on. I put some lipstick on, but I didn't put no foundation, nothing else, so I'm just gonna leave it bare today because I'm just getting out the tub, and I really don't want to wash all out my face. Anyway, that being said, I want to talk to you in reference to being true to you and also transsexuals being raped. And I know that it's not a stigma of just the transsexuals. I'm definitely sure that it happens to more people, whether you gay, straight, bi, whatever the case may be, you know, or transgender. And the thing about it is I'm focusing on transgenders right now because that's where I'm at right now in my life. So obviously that's where I'm going to go to. Okay. Now, this is the one thing we have to realize when it comes down to girls like us, girls like me. We go through a lot of different changes and stuff like that. And we have to go through a lot of metamorphosis when it comes down to our body. And basically what we try to do, we do things to try to look more passable to fit into society's world so we cannot be too detected among the undetectable people who try to detect who we are. Okay, that being said, and the thing is that we get our bodies done, we get hormones, we do all this stuff to transform ourselves into the person we want to be or get at least close to near to the person that we want to be. Okay. Now, while we doing all this stuff like that, because most of us get thrown out of places, we get abused, we get talked about, we get victimized, we get beat on, we get slandered, we get laughed at, we get beat up on, and I've talked about this tons of times, and and even transsexuals attack other transsexuals, and the reason why I wear this shirt that's like really covered up because I know some shady bitch, if I put on the clothes that I want to put on, they're going to say, oh, well, maybe it's the way you dress, because sometimes when you're trying to deliver a message, people always try to find the wrong thing about it, but instead of listening to what the fuck you gotta say. There's always an ignorant bitch in the crowd that's always got something of the opposite of what you're trying to say. So I'm gonna try to keep you focused on the same street so we can walk down the same street together, holding hands or side by side, or maybe you walk behind me, but you never walk in front of me. Anyway, that being said, and the thing about it is that I'll just talk about myself like I always do. And the thing about it is that, I didn't know transsexuals get raped. I understand people's like, well, what were you thinking? Well, I didn't know that. Because at the end of the day, if you knew what she had between her legs, and she may be suffering from a little bit more testosterone than a woman, not all women are weak either, because some women can beat the fuck out of a man. But we're not going to go into that right now. But the thing about it is that, most transsexuals try to get really thin. They want to be really petite, really small, really, and they go all these exercises, working out, everything to be so thin. But you're not building yourself up to be a warrior, because at the end of the day, unless you're walking around with old Mary in that pocketbook, and the thing about it is that, and when I say Mary, that means a pistol, weapon, or some type of defense mechanism in case somebody comes upon you. Anyway, so the thing about it is that, I've been jumped on 5 times by 5 different guys, and I thought they were trying to rob me. So quite naturally, when somebody comes on me, I'm grabbing my pocketbook. At the end of the day, I didn't know that they were going to start trying to take my pants down. And the thing about it was that, they're trying to take my clothes down. And I'm 6 foot tall, so anybody shorter than me, God bless you. And the thing about it is that they start taking my clothes off, and I'm baffled. I go into shock because I can't believe what I'm seeing in front of me. And then, of course, the reaction, start fighting. And the thing about it was like, I was really shocked. And I talked to other transsexuals, and some transsexuals, not all, can be really fucked up and mean. They said, well, what did you think they were going to do? Why didn't you think that they were going to try to rape you? And then at that point, you're ready to spaz out on a bitch and choke a bitch out and just throw it to the ground and say, well, I got one this time. And I hate to say it, but that's how they make you go. And it's not, and it's a fucked up way to be, but it is what it is. And my thing is that I don't know if anybody ever witnesses or gone through this, but I'm letting you know myself. I'm going to be the big sister to let you know what's going on in case you don't know now. You're going to know. We do so much to our body to make ourselves look more passable to blend inside of a world so we can get there. And the simple fact of the matter is that guys think we done all this just to be with them. They think we does it because we love sex. They think we did this because we want to get fucked. It's all about them. It's not what we're going through. It's not our journey. We did it because we want to have sex with them. And a lot of them said, well, you girls are sex work and stuff like that, because a lot of us can't get jobs. We won't be hired. And a lot of times, when some of us are thrown out on the streets, you can't pop up with a resume and a suit when you have no motherfucking clothes but a pair of jeans and a shirt that you was thrown out on the street on. And a lot of times you ask people for help. A lot of people will close their eyes to you. It's hard to find people in this world of 2013 that's going to help you. It's really hard. Everybody always going to help you when you got shit. But when you fall off your feet, that's when everybody showed you the truth. They're not really there like they said it would be. Anyway, so I was jumped on. And a couple of girls, I can honestly say, that looked out for me. They told me, they was like, well, Raven, I met a guy in a bar. And I was talking to him, and this girl called me over. She said, I want to talk to you for a minute. She said, that guy tried to rob so-and-so. So I said, okay, fine. I went over to him. I bought him a drink. I said, I'm going to make a phone call. Be right back. And I was shot the fuck up out of here. Now, by me leaving and stuff, I was attracted to him. He was gorgeous, because most guys who try to rape and shit, they're not ugly. People think that this is this person who's like a monster. No, they're very nice-looking people. It's all of the misconception of the conceive. Because once they get your guard down, they could go in for the kill. The whole thing is to win you over to get you to the next level. But I'm going to say focus. Because you know me, I'm real full of focus. So when I walked inside the store, he was standing there. Now I'm 6 foot. He had to at least be about 6'8". And I had on heels. That's another reason why I don't dress up, put heels on. Because at the end of the day, because on Fridays I used to get dressed up so I could go hang out with my people and have fun. You know, go to bars and jump and have a good time, get dressed up, look really pretty. For myself, not for anybody else, but it made me feel good. So I stopped it once I realized that everything I had on made me a victim. I had on heels, which made it harder to fight back. I had on earrings, which makes it hard to fight back. My hair. Everything that you have on there becomes a person that's pursuing you's paradise. They pull your hair, which makes you're going to go to the level where your hair is going. They pull your earrings, they're going to the level where the earrings are going. It's so much stuff that they got on you. Instead of back in your other days when it was just one, you could just go blow for blow. But me, at the end of the day, I went blow for blow. Whatever you pull, bitch, you just pulled it. I just bought another bag in the morning. Anyway, so when I went and I got outside the store, the guy was saying it. He's like, how you doing? And stuff like that. Real gorgeous guy. And he was like, you know, I'm glad you didn't treat me like other girls do and stuff like that. He had my spirit down, stuff like that. And I was like, oh my God. So I'm thinking to myself, maybe they did. Because sometimes girls can be shady when they like a guy and they want you to be with them. They like saying, you know, say certain things to throw you off. And a lot of times, you know, you're questioning, but the bug still stays in your ear. No matter how you react to it or not, the bug is still in your ear to watch this motherfucker. So at this point, I couldn't say, you know, he basically busted me because he saw I was about to split. I was going to jump in my car and I was out. So anyway, we started talking and walking and stuff like that. And we walked right, I think about a few houses away from the police station in New York City. We was like a few houses away from the police station, and he swung on me. He just sucker punched me. He knocked me to the building. And at this point, I had coffee in my hand. I had my pocketbook in his hand. I had on a wrench coat with all the Indian wrenches hanging off of it. And I had on some heels, some Timberlands heels. And he just snuck me. And my whole garbage I was just talking, and he just snuck. And when he snuck me, I'm like, oh my God. Well, see, I come from a past of a lot of abuse. So if you swing at me, I'm already swinging. I'm swinging and I'm in a punch and I'm swinging. You know, and the thing about it is that he did it and we was fighting. When I came through, I was already swinging. So in other words, I blacked out. But when I came through from the blackout, I was punching. I was just punching, just going in. Now, remind you, my pocketbook was still on me. My hair was still on my head. And the thing about it was like we were just fighting down. He needed 2 more hands in order to control me. So what he did was he started biting me because he couldn't get me the way he thought he would. I guess he thought I was Miss Princey anyway. So we fighting. I had to literally fight this guy so long that all the strength of my body had drained out. Sweat was coming out my face. We were just literally just going at it. That's how hard we was fighting. His goal was to rape me. He was trying to rip my clothes off and everything, but I was just going in on him. And I have to admit, I'm not going to front, I'm not going to lie. It was a hard fight. And I'm going to be honest, it had to be the grace of God this time because I really thought it was going to happen. Because his strength and my strength was not, it wasn't equal. At that point in my life, I was really thin. I basically kept working out for someone to be really thin. Really thin means really passable. and needs less strength, which means dieting, and make sure you don't eat so much food because you want to keep this certain body figure. But I was toned, and by me being that way, I worked out a lot, so I was kind of toned and had muscle tone, so the muscle still was there, but I was just not as strong as I could have been if I would have not tried to work out to be so thin. Anyway, we fought to the point where I was blacking out, and it was, I don't know how to describe it, but it had to be something like the grace of God that just touched him, where he just stopped. I swear, this is how it went. It's like somebody touched him, and he stopped and he froze, and I got away. So my message is, girls out there who try to sit out there, you know, you want to be beautiful, stuff like that, you try to be so thin and passive at the end of the day. A lot of times guys are getting the wrong message from you. They feel as though you're doing this because you want to be with them. And they feel as though you're doing what you've done because you want to be with them to try to lure them and to trick them. They make your life so much about them that they don't even focus that this is actually another person.